In today's video, I'm going to show you some quick tips to help you improve your outfield throws as a slow pitch softball player. So look, we all know that if you play slow pitch softball, you're not going to throw that many runners out going from second to third or scoring on a sac fly, tagging up and going home. It's tough because the bases are short and there's a lot of hitters that can really pump it into the outfield. The softball is really, really big, and it's tough to make that 150-foot, 200-foot throw in time with 60, 65-foot bases. But every little bit helps. And if you can cut the ball off, get it back in there quicker with a stronger throw, hit the cutoff man instead of bouncing it to them, or hitting your catcher at home plate on a one hop instead of a two hop, then maybe you do. You nab a runner, you save a run, and you get your team to eke out a win. So in today's video, we'll talk about some quick tips to improve your outfield throws in slow pitch softball. All right, so my first tip to make better outfield throws in slow pitch softball is to rehearse your mental checklist with every batter. So here's a quick example of why this matters. So say there's a runner on third and one out, fly ball to me in center. I can catch it and they're gonna tag and go home, and I have free reign to throw it home because there's no other runners on base, right? I can let it fly. They're safer out, no harm done, right? Whether I get them or I don't. Now, if it's first and third and one out, that's a very different situation, because if I mail it home when I don't really have a chance at them, now what happens? The runner on first tags up and goes to second. I've actually hurt my team by making that long throw. The other thing is you have to know your own range. And this is something I tell myself, all right, if the ball's to my left, do I have a play at third base? I'm probably going too far to my left to then right myself and make that long throw. So the answer is no. So I'll say, okay, ball to my, fly ball to my left with a runner on second and one out, I'm not going to have a play at third. Ball to my right, I will have a play at third. Ball in front of me, I will have a play at third. Ball right at to me, if I'm kind of deep, I won't have a play. Ball over my head, I'll have no shot. Even if I beat out and I can't, I beat it and I camp and I'm there. So make sure you're telling yourself, okay, hard ground ball, I'll have a play. I can throw it. Medium ground ball, I'm not going to have a play, right? All these sort of things, make sure you know, because one of those scenarios is going to happen and then you're ready. You've already told your brain, and now it can be an instinctual quick throw without a decision, and that's going to give you the speed of your footwork and your decision making to actually have a chance of getting a runner or preventing them from tagging up altogether, because they see that you're ready to gun them down. So the mental checklist is really huge in making better outfield throws. All right, my second tip for making better outfield throws in slow pitch softball is to do the outfield pro step. Many of you, if you grew up with the crow hop in baseball or softball, that's when you catch the ball and you have this big hop. It's actually slower, and if you watch Major League Baseball, no one does that anymore. They all do what's called the pro step, which is basically just transferring from facing the plate to getting your feet into a shuffle as fast as you can. So basically, it's just left foot, right foot behind, and your target. If you're lefty, it's the opposite footwork. If you're lefty, then it'll be right, left, and then right to target. But I reach up, I catch, I step, and I'm shuffling. The main takeaway for a slow pitch softball player is how fast can I get my body turned from chest to my target, where I caught that fly ball or scooped it up, to my feet are turned, my chest is closed to my target, and I'm in a line to throw. So that's the biggest thing. All I need to do, chest facing, chest sideways to my target. The better your outfield throws are going to be. When you play catch, a lot of us just like lazily play catch. Work on this when you're playing catch. Your buddy throws the ball back to you, go through your footwork when you're playing catch in pregame. But the outfield pro step is the way the best athletes in the world are throwing runners out in Major League Baseball stadiums. My next tip on how to make better outfield throws in slow pitch softball is to beat the ball. And this is super important. If you backpedal or you drift to the ball, you are not going to be in good position to make a good throw. And this is what I mean. So it's important to do the hard work early. So a fly ball's hit, and if you run, you drop step and you run hard, and if the ball's going to land there, my goal is not just to drift to it and like, okay, I got here, boom. Now I've got to turn my feet and make that long throw. My goal is always, and I still fail at this sometimes because we watch the ball. My goal is to beat the ball, and now I've settled myself, and now I can come back, catch the ball, and I already have momentum to my throw. This is by far the biggest thing that gives you more momentum, and it shaves off, like a quarter of a second, which can be the difference between getting it out and not getting it out. So get out of the habit of drifting the ball, especially if it's to your glove side. If you drift to one here, this is a much tougher footwork to make that throw. So the goal is always, okay, I've got to beat on this one. I'm going to beat it. I'm going to get settled, and now I'm going to catch it, and I'm going to be in a better position to make my throw. So beat the ball, work hard first while the ball is in the air, so you're in better position to catch it and make your throw right away. My next tip on how to make better outfield throws in slow pitch softball is to visualize your trajectory. I come from baseball where the ball's lighter, it's easier to get on top of it. So a lot of times my default throw is a head high laser, but it's not going to make it to the plate when I need it to fly a lot farther with this heavy, awkward, stupid softball. So what I do is when I'm going through my mental checklist, and I'm saying, okay, you know, ball right at me, or if it's in front of me, I'll have a plate to plate. This runner's going to tag and I can throw. I'm picking out a spot. Like right now, I'm looking in the distance at a spot on the fence. I'm like, that's where I'm going to aim mentally. And I'm visualizing that throw before the batter puts it in play. And now when that does happen, okay, there it is. That ball's in the air. I'm going to have a shot. Now my brain's already connected with the idea that I'm throwing it for that higher visual focal point so that I have the trajectory and I've already seen it happen. This is something that's a carryover from me as a pro baseball pitcher. When I want to throw a curveball that breaks to the middle of the plate, I was aiming at the catcher's mask because that's the trajectory it starts and then it breaks over the plate. If I want to bounce it, I start it for his mitt and it breaks into the dirt. It's the same thing in the outfield. So if you feel like your throws are offline or they don't make it there in the air or you have too much air under them, visualize the trajectory, find a focal point, and rehearse it in your mind before the next play so that if it does happen, now your brain is ready to make that throw. My next throwing tip for outfielders in slow pitch softball is when the ball is hit to the fence and you're running back to retrieve it, turn your body early so that your throwing arm foot is right next to the ball and smush the ball into the ground as you pick it up. This will do two things. Number one, when you put your throwing arm foot near the ball, now you're already in a line to your target when you pick the ball up. You don't want to pick it up and then have to shift your feet right after that. You're already running, so get yourself ready before you even grab it. And then number two, really push down the ball. If you go and try to grab the ball off the ground, you just try to snatch it up quickly, you're more likely to leave it there, and now it's going to cost you extra time, and you're definitely not going to, they're going to go to the next base. So when you're running after a ball hit over your head, smash it into the ground and get your feet lined up right for when you pick the ball up. It's going to make that throw quicker and stronger right off the bat. And my last tip for making better throws in the outfield is practice your sidearm. When you're really charging hard, and the softball field's not that big, even, you know, the big municipal fields where this field's about 300 all the way around. When you're really charging hard and you scoop that ground ball up and maybe you have a quick play at second base and you're running, you want to make that throw sidearm because you don't have to stop and set your feet. When your shoulders are level and you're in motion, you need to throw it so your shoulders match your arm angle. This is very awkward to throw overhand when your shoulders are level. When we throw overhand, we're tilting our body to have our shoulders match. And when you're running, you can't do that. So basically, when you're charging a ball really hard and you're close to the infield, say it's only a 30 or 40 foot throw, you want to throw that like a shortstop. That's the right way, the quickest and most powerful way to throw that when you don't need a ton of velocity. You just need to get it there really quick. So when you're playing catch, practice this. If I'm warming up before a game, I'll make a few running towards my buddy. I'll pull my shoulder back out, I'll pull my shoulder back, and I'll make my throw. But make that throw in practice, and then you can make that throw in games. That's a valuable tool that every outfielder should have. That's not necessarily a tool you need in baseball because the field is so much bigger, but it's definitely a good tool for making better throws to second base or third base in slow pitch softball. All right, thanks so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. Check out the description below where you'll see some of the equipment I use in this video, some of my other tools that I really recommend for slow pitch softball players. And if you have any comments or questions, leave them below. I reply to a lot of comments and I get a lot of video ideas from the comments section here on my YouTube channel. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you here in the next video.